This time, allow us to show the proof of the another Pythagorean identity. We have 1 plus tangent squared of z is equal to the square of secant z. This is also similar to the Pythagorean identity using theta in a real context. We have here 1 plus the square of tangent theta is equal to the square of secant, the square of secant theta. So that's theta at this time. So we also have the same identity when we talk about z as complex numbers. So we're going to show that it is really true here. For this, allow us to use the expressions or identities for our tangent z, okay, and secant z. We'll be using their equivalent forms to show that this is really true. Of course, you can always use sine and cosine if you would like to. We know that tangent is sine over cosine, and secant is 1 over cosine z. But since it's already identified here, it's tangent and secant z. So let's try to use the specific trigonometric functions here. We know that for tangent z, it's actually equivalent to e to the power of iz. Sorry, that's z. You can also review the video for this. Minus e to the power of negative iz all over I times e to the power of iz plus e to the power of negative iz. That's the equivalent form for tangent z. As for our secant z, this is actually the reciprocal of our cosine z. So our secant z is actually just 2 over e to the power of iz plus e to the power of negative iz. So let's show using these two would yield the given identity here. So hopefully that when we start with our left hand side, that's 1 plus tangent or square of tangent z, whatever will be the result here would yield into the square of secant z. Okay, so for that, let's try to first write it in this manner. Of course, it's 1 plus the square of tangent z, so that we can actually use here the given identity for that. And hopefully, we could reach to this point so that we can express it in secant z, or the square of secant z. Let us, or the square of this, by the way, the square of this expression. Hopefully, we could reach into that. So we will have here 1 plus the square of our tangent z. You have e to the power of iz minus e to the power of negative iz all over 2i. I was thinking of sine. Sorry, it's tangent I e to the power of iz plus e to the power of negative iz. You're squaring that entire expression. So for this, we are going to apply here the power law, share the exponent here, and even to the I intended here. So what will happen here is that here at the bottom, allow me to write in this manner, 1. It's still 1 there. So plus, for our numerator, let us first write the square of the binomial expression, negative iz. That's the numerator. Denominator, you have here I squared, right? And for your numerator, you will have actually e to the power of iz plus e to the power of negative iz. And you're squaring that. Okay. Now, from this, we are going to express the numerator in terms of its equivalent form. For our denominator, we also need to form this one into an equivalent form. But allow me to stick with this in the meantime. You could take the square of that binomial expression. You will have a perfect square trinomial. But since our target is actually secant squared z, and our secant actually has denominator similar to this item here, just squared, and take note, our goal is the square of secant, meaning it would be like this. Okay, allow me to write here what would be our target. So the square of secant z must be the square of 2, and you have e to the power of iz plus e to the power of negative iz, just like that. Okay, that would mean applying the power law here, you're already having that in your denominator. So please do not touch this item here. But for our numerator, hopefully we could reach 2 as our target here. So allow me to continue that again by not simplifying the square of binomial expression on our denominator. So we'll have here 1. Again, it's a big 1. Plus, let's try to apply the square of a binomial expression for our numerator. It's actually like this. The square of the first term. Then you have minus because you have minus here. Minus twice the product of the first term and the second term. And since you're squaring the second term, you will have here plus the square, of the second term. That's negative iz. All over, take note that what happens in our denominator, I squared, okay? So we know that I is equal to the square root of negative 1. So I squared must be negative 1. Hence, what will happen here is just negative of what remains in our denominator, the negative of, again, let us not break in the meantime, okay, what happens in our denominator, okay? So with that, what I would like to do here is to apply the negative and move it up, meaning the sign here will become minus. So you will have here 1 minus. You will still have here e to the power of, and then apply the power law for our exponents. So power law here for our numerator. So that's actually equivalent to, hopefully the negative one is already okay, understood, because you have a negative denominator. E to the power of 2iz, okay? Then this one here, minus 2. What happens on the exponent here is actually, you add the exponents, so that's 0. So you will have e to the power of 0. And then for second one, e to the power of negative 2iz. This is still over the same denominator here. iz plus e to the power of negative iz. And you're squaring that. Okay. Hopefully that's clear. The sign here becomes minus. Now, we would like to combine them. Okay, we would like to combine them into one expression, right? So what we need to do here is, of course, get the LCD. We know this is equal to 1, meaning this entire expression will be multiplied to 1 for our numerator. In short, you will have this form, e to the power of iz plus e to the power of minus iz. You're squaring that, okay? Minus this entire expression. Take note that we need to enclose them into parentheses. So you have your e to the power of, that's positive, 2iz, again, enclosed in parentheses because we're dealing with the subtraction of the entire expression here. So that's still minus 2. That becomes 1, right? You have here plus e to the power of negative 2iz. Okay? The denominator would still be like this. Negative iz squared. Now, since we cannot combine the numerator, if we were not going to express this as a square of binomial, let's do that on our numerator. But then again, let's just keep the denominator as it is. Okay? Only the numerator will be combined into that perspective. So what will happen here is this. Allow me to square the numerator. So you have here e to the power of iz squared. And plus, because it's plus, right? Plus twice the product of e to the power of iz, and then you have e to the power of negative iz, and then the square of the second term, e to the power of negative iz squared. And then for the second group, let me apply the negative sign here now. So what will happen here is minus e to the power of 2iz plus 2 now, okay, because that's negative times negative, so that's plus 2, minus e to the power of negative 2iz, all over the same denominator where we did not take its expansion. Okay, so what will happen to the numerator now will be similar to what happened here, okay, and here. So just simply look into that, e to the power of 2iz. Again, what happens to the product of these two here is that's 2 times e to the power of 0. So you have here times 2 e to the power of 0 and plus e to the power of negative 2iz. Then minus these 3 terms remaining here. You have e to the power of 2iz plus 2 minus e to the power of negative 2iz. All over the same denominator, e to the power of iz, that's z, sorry for that. And then you have here plus e to the power of negative iz squared. Okay, hopefully this is clear now at this point because you will have here positive 2iz, negative. So what will happen for that is actually equal to 0. Similar here, plus e to the power of negative 2iz and minus of the same term. So that's actually 0 as well. We know that e to the power of z is equal to 1. So 2 plus 2 will result to 4 over this entire denominator here, e to the power of iz plus e to the power of negative iz, where you square that. Okay? So after this, take note and let's go back to our goal. Our goal is actually to show this expression. We have here exponentiation for both. So what we need to do here is, let me copy this one and paste it on another page. Allow me to add a page here. Okay. Take note that this was the last equivalence for our form. And take note that our goal is actually the square of our second z is equivalent to this form. You have the square of 2 over e to the power of iz. That's, again, let's write it properly. Z plus e to the power of negative iz. So from this, we can actually write 4 as 2 squared, right? So we can actually move out the exponent of 2 in our denominator. You have here e to the power of iz plus e to the power of negative iz. You're squaring that. So when we take out the exponent of 2, you can rewrite it in this manner here. Okay? So 2 over e to the power of iz plus e to the power of negative iz, and you're squaring that. As you move or took out the exponent, which actually just a result of sharing the exponent to our numerators and denominators. And what is this equivalent to? So we already have here. So that's actually equivalent to the square of second z, or it's just a second squared z in this form. This is the proof that after all these scribbles, we have shown that 1 plus the square of tangent z will yield, okay, the square of second z. So we have proven now this given identity, and if this appears later on our, this appears later on some of the examples, so we know that's the equivalent for this Pythagorean identity. Thank you very much for watching.